Hello. So I'm Shigeru from Japan. So I designed Arduino Fear 6 years ago in collaboration with Webcam. So I'm really happy to see many projects utilizing the board so far. And strongly believe that open source hardware is an effective concept like you. So today, to develop discussion on opportunities and challenges of open source hardware, so I would like to introduce the Hackberry project. It's a little bit more complicated and sophisticated project, so including mechanical parts, so by Genta, so Genta and his team. So Genta, could you please introduce your vision and your project?
Okay, hello, I'm Genta from IXI Inc. I've been working on this open source 3D printable bionic hand. Bionic hand is kind of a robotic hand for people who lost their hand or who doesn't have their hand from birth. First, I would like to show you what kind of world I want to make using these images. 3D printing is not only to reduce the cost of manufacturing, but it's also to make it easier for people to make things as cooking a meal. So I imagine that in a few years' time frame, a girl for a missing hand can make her original hand together with her mom just by looking through the catalog on the internet, and also adding some kind of heart mark so she can arrange it and have like her really original hand. So that's my vision on the 3D printing part. And also open sourcing. Open source is not only to spread our data to the world, not only to like make many of copies. Another objective of open sourcing is to integrate lots of partial technology, because I know that in many labs around the world, they're working day and night to improve their kind of patented technology. But most of the time, it's really difficult for them to combine them all to make one bionic hand. So since I have this simple platform, there's not much technology inside it. It's just the integration of it. So each lab, if they come up with new idea, they can just add on to this platform. So that's what I see for the 3D printing and open source ultimately. So let me briefly give a technical explanation how bionic hand works. So let's take a look at unimpaired person first. So when you move your hand, if you don't mind, you can do it together with me. So when you open and close your hand, first thing that happens is the image of the motion. So it arrives in the brain first, and then it goes through the motor neuron, and some stimuli, electrical stimuli, contracts the muscle, and finally this muscle will move the joint. So like this is the precise process of when you move the hand. And for people who lost it or who doesn't have it, they don't have their hand, but they still have the muscle unless they're paralyzed. So what bionic hand does is to collect the muscle signal artificially and converts it to the motion of robotic hand. So I'll quickly show the demo. So here's the sensor I have, and this sensor gonna collect my muscle activity. Like even if I lose my hand, I still have this arm part. And like this, I'm actually contracting my arm, and this contraction is sensed, and it is sent to the robotic hand so that I can control this robotic hand pretty intuitively. Thank you. I'll be doing demo later, so if you want to try, just stop by and ask me. So, what I want to emphasize here is the hand is not only for physical functionality. Another yet important part of the hand is expression, I think. So imagine your hobby or your favorite pastime. Even if it's like sports or music or even like playing video games, the hand plays the central role. This expression is what I really want to focus on this Hackberry project. And this movie is, let me see. So this guy actually lost his right hand by a factory accident 3 years ago. And on the left-hand side, that hand was the first hand he got from the doctor. It has a physical function to open and close, but its appearance is kind of miserable, and people around him kind of hesitated to talk with him about the hand. But on the right-hand side, it is our earlier prototype called Handy Coyote. Since we put a focus design a lot, it's the same physical function to open and close, but people around him can easily and positively ask him what happened, and like this kind of kids also get interested, and they're first afraid, but like after a few seconds they start to shake hands, and please look at their smiley face. So I think this will be kind of proof that the prosthetic hand or bionic hand is not to hide or conceal or compensate the missing piece of the hand, but it's rather to express their personality. So here's another example. This lady is a singer, and you can see that she is missing right hand. She was born without a hand, which means she can basically do everything, every daily task by herself, but only thing she really wanted to do was to make a gestures on her live performance, because she thought her musical expression was restricted, even though she can hold a microphone by her natural left hand and sing a song beautifully. So what we did last year was to provide her with this hand and made her first live performance with gestures. What I want to mention here is that it's really niche use case, I think. Like, not everybody missing a hand want to make a gestures, and not everybody is having a live performance. But it is one and only dream she wanted to accomplish. I think every person has like really unique story, and to fulfill all of them, I think this kind of framing is important. So it's not only the product, not only the universal product which I can mass produce and send it to everybody. Product is only the first layer, and I think there should be community layer on top of it, and from those community, many unique personal stories can come out. So that's why I started open sourcing last May. It's been like 1.5 years almost. If you check our GitHub page, it is github.com/hackberry. And you can find 3D CAD data, STL file, and also PCB board, Arduino sketch, and also bill of materials. So everything is on the GitHub page. On top of that, we have portal, xc-hackberry.com, where you can find forum and also tutorials, so which makes you easier to start building it. And once you printed the body parts and prepare some electronic and mechanical parts, which is available around the world, you can at least build a copy of this hand. And I guess it's been really successful so far. It's been spreading out around the world, of course, US, EU, and many parts in Asia. I'm going to show one example of the potential of open source project. So this project is from Poland in EU, not Portland, but Poland. So basically what they did was they made a kid-size left-hand version of this Hackberry hand. We only have right-hand adult-size version on our GitHub page first, but one engineer customized it to provide it to this boy, and he reduced the size to 70%. Since the sensor is still large for 5-year-old kid, so he have to wear the sensor on the right hand. So it's not completed yet, but at least this boy can know what it feels to have left hand. And I didn't ask him to make this neat movie, but this guy called Valtus understand our concept, and he posted this really nice YouTube video. It's the company is called V Bionic. I think they also started a company there. So if you're interested, please check the V Bionic web page too. Speaking about community, I also think local community is important. Besides, open source community, which is virtual and spreading out globally. In local community, we can talk on face-to-face basis. And so in Tokyo, Japan, I'm having a monthly meetup where people being involved to bionic hand can gather together, including amputee themselves, engineers, and also medical professionals like therapists, doctors, and there's people called prosthetists who are making the conventional prosthetic hands. So this is a glimpse of our meetup. On the left top picture, like all of them, there's almost 10 people there. They are all missing hand, but they're wearing our Hackberry hand together, so they can have a user test in like really fun atmosphere. We're also sharing our talents so that engineer can show how to solder, and prosthetists can show how to make conventional prosthetic, especially the socket part, which you have to customize to each person. Shape and size is different. So we're having this local community too, and from this community we're doing Hackberry development in grassroots manner. So this boy in white and red shirt is missing right hand, and his limb is kind of short, so it's more difficult than usual to attach the hand to his limb. So other guy, he's a prosthesist, is helping him. It's collaboration of them too, and they're trying to come up with like fixed socket which he can hold the hand for kind of whole day. And it's not only like in developing it. I'm encouraging them to show the process, how they trial and error process. So in the monthly meetup, they're also having a presentation like that. So this is what we're doing. And so talking about license, we first did Creative Commons license, BY and SA, but we added NC later, and also we changed the Arduino Sketch license too. The reason was twofold. First, honestly speaking, we had to make money somehow to make this project sustainable. We have to pay ourselves too. The other reason was that they're having people asking us that is it really okay to like start business with this data, and also just people who didn't want to share their derivatives too. So we made it straightforward that as an open source, it have to be follow the rules. But we also prepared another way that we can have a contract individually customized for their purpose. So.
So thank you very much. So it looks like you achieved some positive goals. So by choosing open source as a strategy. So could you please share your lessons learned from the project?
I only introduced the successful side, but there's lots of challenges too. So first, the Poland case, the kit size version 1, it is not open source yet. It is because hardware requires lots of manual procedures, and having having a working model doesn't necessarily mean it is in digital format. That's a huge difference from open source software, I think. So that's one challenge I'm facing now. The second challenge is that even though in our local community they're trying to make the socket for a short limb boy, but it hasn't been completed yet, and since it's voluntary basis, I can say him to finish fast or like run fast. So there have to be some good rule in the ecosystem, and that kind of design of the community should be also open sourced, I think. And last but not least, after we changed the license, many entities actually asked us that they want a customized license and they want to start mass productions. And we said yes, and I allowed them to do it in like really good deal, but it never happened. So even though we keep designing the rules, it's still hard for hardware to get from the prototyping stage to the mass production stage. So.
So thank you very much. So I have a very quick announcement. So I supported the project with a lawyer. So to designing the terms of use. So now the terms of use as and available as a template. So and kindly the Open Hardware Summit official account tweeted the link. So maybe you can find easily. So and maybe you can utilize that for your project. So and do you have any final remarks?
Okay, so yes, as a final remarks, I want to show this picture, which is one of my goal with the user. So the guy who was shaking hand in the very first movie, he was enjoying paraglider before he lost his right hand by an accident 3 years ago. So our personal goal is to make him fly again one day. In a really cool manner. So thank you for listening.